Hey everybody, David here, and I am back with another video for you all. Hopefully everybody's doing well. Hopefully you're having a good week so far. And I have a new series for my channel. And this one I kind of mentioned in my 100 subscriber video. If you did not check that out, I greatly appreciate everybody's support for watching my videos, watching my content, commenting, liking, subscribing, and it keeps me motivated to make more content for you. I'll produce more stuff to get out there, fragrance, fitness, all that type of jazz. Without you all on the channel, I couldn't do it, So greatly appreciate you all listening to my opinion. And I mentioned this in that video, so I'm trying to do 2 new series on the video, one fragrance, one fitness, and this one's going to be the fragrance one. And I gotta give kudos to my editor, Steven. He came up with the name, and it is called What Are We Wearing? So basically, this is gonna be a fragrance rotation video. Just me talking about my experience with the fragrances and what I'm wearing during the week. Basically, too, with this, it's gonna be more of a raw and uncut review. So it's gonna be, I'm talking about these fragrances. We're gonna go Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, all that type of jazz. But I'm not gonna be really talking about notes much. Just going to be talking about my wearing experience with the fragrance. And then also to give you a little sneak peek for the workout video, the new series I'm starting out with, the workout video, that one's going to be over research paper. So I'm going to read a research paper, bring it back to you all, kind of talk about it a little bit in the fitness, exercise science realm. And with these 2 new series coming out, I'm still going to do my videos, the fragrance reviews, and the list, and the workout type of stuff like form and technique. Those are always going to come out on Wednesdays. These 2 videos, I am not too sure when they're going to come out, so make sure you hit that subscription button, notifications on to know when these go live on my channel. And this will be a weekly, consistent series, both of them. Just like I said, there'll be more raw and uncut, me just talking to you all, kind of explaining everything. And like this one, what are we wearing? Fragrance rotation. The research is going to be over current trends or just something I'm feeling at the moment. Now, this will be for the week before. So when I'm currently filming this, it's not going to be for this week. It's going to be last week. And I also want to mention something too. You all are going to see what I kind of wear throughout the week. So it could be new fragrances, could be older ones from my collection I'm really feeling at the moment. And sometimes I just wear fragrances to the gym and I'm done wearing fragrances. That's something that, I could mention in this video. But also, I sample stuff on Saturdays and Sundays, so what I call those days, sample Saturday and Sunday. So you're going to see some samples, you're going to see some full bottles on here, new stuff, old stuff, stuff I haven't talked about on the channel yet. So yeah, that's what this new series is going to be talking about. And with all that out of the way, let's get to the very first What Are We Wearing on the channel. So first one we're going to be talking about on Monday. I was feeling a little blue this week, so what I mean by that, a lot of blue fragrances. I guess not really a lot, but I had 2 in the rotation this week. So for Monday, what we're going to be going with is we are going with YSL EDP for Monday. Now this one's very sweet for a blue for sure. It's got some apple. I think it's got some tonka bean. And right now it's in between spring and summer, so I broke this out and I was like, why not? Very appealing scent. It's on the sweeter side of things of a blue, but overall, I get a good nice scent bubble around me for a few hours. I'd probably say 2 per se. It's not really something that pumps off my skin really crazy. In the summertime, for this blue, you're gonna have to dial back your sprays a little bit. I know it can give some people headaches from what I heard, but this one lasts me, I would say, between 7 to 9 hours per se. The YSL EDP, and I like my blues. I like Sauvage, I like Dylan Blue, I like Blue de Chanel, and you just catch me on a different day, that's the one I'm going to be wearing. This week I decided to go with YSL EDP. It's very sweet. I really like the Le Parfum too, but it's got some, like I keep mentioning, it's dominantly sweet, but it's got some freshness in there. It's something that's not going to be offensive to anybody once they smell this. It's just, you got to be careful of your situation with this blue, because like I said, it is sweet. Alright, so Monday, we're starting out with YSL EDP to start the week off. Next one, this is a new fragrance to my collection, and this fragrance, I enjoy, but it's going to be a fragrance that has to grow on me. I'll have to give it more wears. I only wore it once, and it is from the House of Mancera. And for Tuesday, we went with French Riviera. So yes, the overly hyped Mancera fragrance here, and it is not bad. I will say it's not bad. It's good, okay? I want to give it more wears, but this is a very musky, floral fragrance, I will say, and it's got some citrus off the top. And even when I'm smelling it from the atomizer, I don't really get much citrus. I get more of those florals like the neroli for prime example, and I get that musk. But the citruses are there when you spray it on your skin. This one kind of, like I said, I wore it on a colder day, so it was about 75 out. And I did about 6 sprays, and I didn't really notice it too much. I got wafts in and out. But I want to really see how this does in the high heat. I'm intrigued to wear it more. I like it, okay? It's just, you gotta like your white florals, you gotta like your musk, and it's got a little citrus. I will say that opening for me lasts about maybe, with this one, 45 to an hour, and then after that you kind of get into that more of that mid. And overall, on this one, I only got about 6 hours on longevity. The projection, I don't really know, because nobody even said anything to me when I was in class. I wore this in class. It kind of seemed like it'd sit close to the skin, put a nice scent bubble on here, but this one's, as the name implies, it's just French Riviera. Like, if you looked at, I've never been to the French Riviera, but if you look at pictures, this is what I think of a scent with the French Riviera. Now, if you like your white florals, I highly encourage you to sample this, try this out for yourself. I'm gonna be giving it more wears, and I'm glad I have it. Don't get me wrong, but I'll have to get back to you when I test it more in the high heat situations. But we went with French Riviera on Tuesday from the House of Mancera. Now Wednesday, this was another easy grab and go type of day for me, and I really like this line. It's one of the best men's selling fragrance lines of all time, and it is no other than Acqua di Gio Eau de Parfum. So this one here, this one's going to have that original DNA tied into it, and it has a little floral aspect, a little green, but this one's more herbal than the original here. And this one here, I will say it's a little spicy, okay? This one I haven't worn for a while, so I was like, okay, let's just wear it, see how it does. And you know, I'm a bigger fan of Profundo and Profumo and the Parfum per se. And I know they all came out with new bottling styles, like the Parfum's even got one, even though it just came out last year. I want to get the new bottling style of Profumo, see how that does. I do have the Parfum, but I want to get the Eau de Parfum concentration. And also, I heard Eau de Toilette got a new rebottling as well. I want to try that out. This one I heard got a rebottling, but it didn't change at all. I was kind of surprised by that. But this one's kind of, like I said, it's very herbal. It's got, you can tell from sniffing the atomizer here, it's got the original DNA. This one has good performance. I will say 6 hours off my skin. Pretty good scent bubble as well. This one kind of projects a little bit more off my skin for the first 2 hours of the longevity of this fragrance here. And overall, this is if you like your herbal type scents with a little bit of that original Acqua di Gio DNA, this is going to get it for you. This is going to hit the nail on the head. And this is a good fragrance also to wear in the gym for sure. Good fresh fragrance, and even on those kind of colder summer days. So like right now, it's about 70. Last week it was around that degrees outside. I wore this and didn't have any problems, didn't have any issues, and I was enjoying my time with it. So Acqua di Gio Eau de Parfum on Wednesday, that's what we went with. Now next one, this is a new fragrance to my collection, and man, I really enjoyed this. Gave it one wearing, and from the instant I was like, man, I'm glad I got this. I pre-ordered it, and this one is from the House of Zaharoff, and it is Seraphine Blue. So the other blue in this list right here, we got the big old 4-ounce bottle, and man, this one in the air is insane. This one in the air, I'll tell you. This one's a very different fragrance from the YSL EDP. This one's got apple in it. This one's a crisp. That one's more of a sweet apple in this one right here. It's got some lavender up at the top. It's got some coconut, and this one too, also, it's got a little spiciness, but this one's a little bit more fresh and aromatic. And man, this one's got orange flower in it as well, and I do get that coconut, I get that lavender, but this one's got some olibanum in the base too. Overall, this one reminds me like you're at a Greek island, like you're sitting on that island, taking in the fresh air. I've never been to a Greek island, so I can't mention that like with the French Riviera. I think of it kind of when you're looking at those pictures of those Greek islands, this is what I think of. And if you watch my summer fragrance video, the 10 I want to wear in the summer, this one's bumping out Signature Coco Loco. I'm going to be rocking this left and right. This one is to my taste with a blue fragrance. And some days I want something that's going to be less sweet. I want something that's going to be more fresh. And I'm going to be going with Zaharoff Signature Seraphine Blue. Man, this one's enjoyable. And in the air, this one, when you get wafts of something, that's how this fragrance is. And I wore this to work. When you're walking outside, you get a different whiff than when you go and smell it on your arm or your shoulder, or wherever you sprayed it, or on your clothes. And when I smelled this in the air, it was irresistible to my nose. So, Seraphine Blue by the House of Zaharoff, man, I can't wait to give it more wear. Summer, it's going to be heavy in the rotation. That's what we wore on Thursday. And then Friday, we wore kind of something that's a little fresh. It doesn't have very good performance, I will say. And it is no other than John Varvatos Artisan, so the really nice woven bottle here. This one, I will say, I wore to the gym, okay? So this is one of my gym fragrances if you watch that video. Overall, this one here, this one's OG. This one started off, so this one's got, started the whole line off here. And I know a lot of people talk about that everyone's in this line, but this one does the job. 3 to 4 hours if you're running errands or something. I highly recommend you spraying this on, trying it out, and see what you think. And from discounters, these are so cheap, from $20 to $40 to maybe even $50. 4.2 ounce bottle, worth it. You could spray this stuff on like crazy, not offend anybody. Puts a nice scent cloud around you. Like I said, the performance sucks, I'll be honest. It's about 3 to 4 hours, but that projection is going to put a nice scent cloud around you. It's kind of unique in a sense. It's got like a note of tangelo in here. Got some different citruses it uses in this, more orange focused on the citruses here. But this is one, since it's so much and so cheap, just feel free to spray it on. I wouldn't say go nuclear with it. I wouldn't say do like 40 sprays, but hey, I wouldn't be mad at you if you sprayed 15 on. It's not going to be overpowering, at least to my nose, because it dries down really fast. And that's why this would be a perfect errand scent. So if you're running out, going to the store real quick, coming back home, this would be something good. Or if you wanted something for a few hours and then you're wearing something different at night, this would be good option for you, okay? So John Varvatos Artisan, I think on my next fragrance haul, I'm going to get a few from the house. I really want to get more into it. And I do have some fragrances from it, but I want to check out more from the house of John Varvatos. So Friday, we will Artisan. Now for the 2 samples, and I'll tell you, Saturday we started out with a really good fragrance that I've been looking forward to wearing, and it is from the house of Louis Vuitton. I told you all I'm going to get more samples, and it is On the Beach. This one right here, so I don't know if you can see it, got in the box here. And this one, I'll tell you what, exactly as the name implies, kind of going back to French Riviera here. Name implies it it kind of puts you in that mindset. Man, this puts me in the mindset of me walking the beach, kind of being there with a drink in my hand, something laying around, just having a lazy day on the beach with this. It reminds me of that. This is a feminine, I will say, it's a unisex. Men can pull this off if you have that confidence. This is a very unisex fragrance, I will say. Leans a little bit more feminine to my nose, but hey, I'm going to be rocking this. You know what? I'm getting a bottle of it when I can. Louis Vuitton fragrances are really expensive, but hey, I want a bottle. This one is something that when I wore it, I thought it went away. I thought it didn't have any performance. This one lasted me into the next day on that longevity. It didn't really pump off my skin too much. I think it was a very close skin scent. And I think I went nose blind at the start because once I got out of a different environment, an air-conditioned environment, went outside, I started smelling it more. And this one, like I said, it's got some fruits in it. And as the name implies, it reminds me of somebody sitting on the beach, having a nice lazy day on the beach, got maybe a fruity drink with you. And don't be afraid to, I know I mentioned it kind of leans more feminine, but hey, like I said, you want to get your samples. Guys can pull this off. It's got some spiciness in it, fresh spice. And it's a little bit aromatic as well, and it just doesn't lean too feminine for my taste to be like, hey, this is a fully feminine scent. It leans kind of a little bit over on that feminine side, but like I said, a man can pull it off, and I'm very happy with On the Beach. A lot of people say they can kind of get lack performance, but I did not. This lasted me until the next day. It's just it didn't pump off my skin. So Saturday, we went with On the Beach from the house of Louis Vuitton. Last but not least, this is another house I've been really getting into more and more. And I wore this one, very green fragrance. It is over from the house, A State of Mind. And this one is Sense of Humor. I don't know if you all can see that, but Sense of Humor there. And I get my samples from Scent Split, if any of you want to know. That's where I get all my niche samples. And man, this one's it's kind of herbal a little bit, but it's also very green, I will say. And it's very appealing to my nose. This one right here, I will say, is not something that's going to project like crazy. Very fresh, very aromatic, and it is a springtime staple. I know I have a sample here, but I can't wait to wear it more and more and more. But overall, with my wearing of this is one that is very prominent, so I'm going to smell it throughout my whole wears. I would say the performance is about 6 hours. And I would say it, puts a good scent bubble around you. It's not a skin scent, but once this even turns into a skin scent, I can't even smell it anymore per se. But overall, very green. If you like your green fragrances, Sense of Humor right here would be something I highly recommend, highly encourage you to check out. And this one is one that's very fresh. If you like your fresh fragrances, this one is the one I would say from the house so far. I've only tried 2. I tried Open Mind and Sense of Humor, but Sense of Humor is on the greener side of things, and it's aromatic. And for the springtime, it's going to work well for you, plain and simple. Try it out, get a sample, see what you think about it. So, yeah, everybody, that is it for the first What Are We Wearing? I'm going to be talking about my wearing experience. This is going to be, like I mentioned, less formal. It's going to be more raw and uncut. It's going to be more of my wearing experience. I'm not going to really talk about notes much. It's just going to be weekly fragrances that are going to be in my rotation. Kind of deep dive on like my experience with them compared to the list. That's going to be more of like telling you about the notes, telling you what it kind of smells like. This is just going to be one wearing off my skin and how it does per se. So if you all like the video, make sure to hit that subscription button with notifications on so you know when this new series goes on my channel. And with that, also too, let me know in the comments down below what your weekly rotation is, or what are you wearing during the week. I'd be very interested to hear. Have you worn any of these fragrances? Let me know in the comments down below. Now, with all that being said, I will see you all in the next